lovely people, welcome back to Hilltop Farm, small holding. Just been up, just filled the ducklings water up, and today I've been topping the field. Weather forecast is quite sunny. They have forecast the odd shower. The wind's bloody freezing, and yeah, so that's it. So I've just got out of the tractor, grabbed myself a double decker, and I'm gonna have a coffee because I'm about 3/4 of the way of topping, and get this done today. Look a lot tidier, and then I'm gonna have to sort out some of these thistles that seem to be popping up. See, just as we speak, the sun's starting to come out. So behind me is what I've already done, and then swing round behind me is what I've got to do. Got left to finish. So got that bit and a bit over there, but yeah, so 3/4 of the way done. So for some reason, great pleasure in topping the grass. I'm using obviously Trevor, and I've got a 6-foot topper on the back. He's all right. Yeah, and a 6-foot topper might sound quite big to cut a grass, but it's not. You know, most people around here uses like 9-foot toppers and that, and just think when you first see it, you think, oh yeah, it's a cut this ever so quick. But you do 2 strips, you go all the way up and all the way back down, you think, oh my god, I ain't done anything, it's gonna take me all day. And yeah, it does take a while, but yeah, but that's what I've got, and that's what I'm going to use. And it's weird actually, because the longer we're here, you see, we're cutting less and less grass, because my game cover behind me has got twice the size of what it is last year. I've got trees planted around where I put like the fishing line around to keep the deer off. That's still working. Yeah, so that is just sort of like, then those areas obviously don't need cutting, and where I'm planting trees and fencing it off, then just letting like the grass and that grow, and whatever comes up with the grass. Yeah, so it seems to be getting less and less. We've increased the size of the vegetable plot. That's now double in size, so hence less grass to cut. Obviously we've got the chicken pens and the goose pens, and the next pen I'm going to build is a duck pen for the macaw ducks. Yeah, so there'll be another section which I don't need to cut. So it's slowly getting smaller and smaller, and I've planted about 100 willow trees, and they're all dotted about, and I've got a clump over there. So yeah, another area that I don't need to top, although I probably will have to trim around them, just to keep like dock leaves and thistles down. Yeah. Right, I'm having a coffee. Hello, welcome back. Just finished the topping. Took a few hours. Did have a couple of showers in between, but it's now dried up, and it is quite windy, and it is bloody cold. It's a beautiful day, but that wind is just making it so cold. So anyways, next job. What I'm going to do is I am going to make a strawberry totem pole, if you like. So what I'm going to do is I'm in the orchard at the moment, so where fruit trees are, and it's quite now pretty much rabbit proof. So I'm going to put this post in. It's an old piece of old wood that we cut up out of the bottom. Dig a hole there, put the post in, and then these strawberry plants that we purchased last year. I think that we haven't done anything with them, and they're just about surviving. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to repot them in these pots, and then they're going to sit on the post like so, like that, with the post in the centre, and then the next layer will sit like so. So they go around the post, probably put 4 around the post, and then the next layer will sit in between them, like so. Yeah, and then depending on how many strawberry plants we've got, will determine how high it'll go. So yeah, so it's really more of a ground saving exercise, where normally you'd plant strawberries in rows, but this way I'm going to plant them going up a post, fix the pots to the post, and then plant them going up. And I'm hoping that I can get lots of strawberries in just one area. But this wind is so crazy. It's bloody freezing that wind. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, let's see how we get on. I've got 5 pots going around the base. This layer, slightly overlap them around the base. And then over time, when you get the runners coming off the strawberries, and you can plant them into little pots, then you can keep going up the pole. So I put 2 strawberry plants in each pot. I will carry on planting the strawberries into the bigger pots, but I can carry on with going up the pole, because I need to screw them in. So I need to run like a screw against the post there so they don't move, and then the next ones that sit overlap the other side, then they get a screw in there as well, so it all makes it more sturdy. But I haven't got my screws or drill, so that's the idea of it anyway. So and then tomorrow I'll bring the screwdriver up and fix them, and I'll show you what it's starting to look like, and hopefully a great big strawberry tree. So yesterday we were planting strawberry plants on my strawberry tree that I'm creating, and today we're still going with the theme of planting, and we have just planted some peas that Nicky had been growing at home, and now we're putting in the potatoes. So I'm going to put you on the post, and the wind don't blow off. Doing the rows 2 foot apart and approximately 18 inches apart in each row. We've got about 10 kilos of potatoes to go in, so we're going to be here a while. So what we do, that's the potato. It's called a Desiree. It's a really good storage potato, stores really well after harvesting, and then they just drop in the hole like so, with the ears pointing up, the little tags on the top, and then fill back in. Right, we have now just finished putting the potatoes in, and we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 rows. You can see that. So we've got 15 rows of potatoes. There's approximately about 9-10 potatoes in each row. So I'm hoping that is going to give us a good harvest. Anyway, I'll just walk over to the strawberry tree, which you just can't buy in the shops, and show you what I've done there. Dogs are following me. There you go. Goosey, willow. Right. The weather's been not too bad, 1 or 2 showers, but that's about it. Right, so there we are. That's the start of my strawberry tree. So we've got 5 pots around the base, and then a further 5 screwed into the post, and it's going to just go round and round like that, and then eventually the strawberries I get, higher up we go, and yeah, and it'll be a strawberry tree, hopefully. Yeah, could be a lot of strawberries come from going up that. So yeah, that's good. Good afternoon everyone, welcome to Hilltop Smallholding, and today I've come up here, I've got the 3 dogs with me, and today we're going to be looking at the electric fence on the goose pen and on the chicken run. Now at the moment I've got an electric fence running around the goose pen with its own regulator, own battery, and I'm going to swing round. There's the goose pen behind me, and I've got a separate electric fence running around the chickens and the ducks. There's the regulator and the battery, and approximately what we've got, 20, 40, 50, 60, it's about, I don't know, 70-80 metre perimeter on the goose pen, and on the duck pen it's 100, about 200 metres. But I have been told that one battery and a regulator will run an electric fence of up to 600 metres. So the plan is to do away with the regulator on my goose pen and the battery, and run both of the electric fences off one regulator. So to do away with that, have the electric fence going around the goose pen, and we swing round. There's the entrance to the goose pen, and there's the corner of my chicken run. So the plan was to dig a trench, come in from the goose pen across to the chicken pen, dig a trench, put a bit of wire underneath, insulated wire, clip it onto the goose pen electric fence, and then clip it onto the chicken and ducks electric fence, and just then use one regulator, which is situated at the entrance over the other side, with the entrance getting into where the brooder sheds are. So generally always park there, so as soon as we turn up, I can disconnect the electric fence so the dogs obviously don't get zapped. Yeah, and I just need to worry about charging one battery. Now, swing round, there's my regulator for the chicken, and there's my battery. I'm just going to put the battery on charge for a few hours while I take this fence down, because I'm also going to take the fence down, and at the moment got these posts with the electric fence on, but I'm going to screw in, I don't know what they're called, but the electric fence screws, and then they got a plastic ring on the end of it. Now the idea of that is to get rid of these electric fence posts, which go all the way along, and they're dotted along, and on my goose pen I've already got those connectors. I'm just going to walk over there and show you the connectors I'm on about. And the reason for it is obviously, right, Goosey, there's the connections, see that? Yeah. So screwed into the post, and then the electric fence runs through the wire. Now the reason for that is obviously the grass grows up, dock leaves, sting nettles and everything else, and it touches the electric fence, and then obviously shortens the electric fence out. So every now and then I strim underneath, and of course when you've got the posts, you've got to strim around the posts, but when you're doing it with these eyelets screwed into these posts, there's no post there, so you can just strim straight underneath, a lot easier, a lot quicker. So that's the idea. So I've got those connections, and I'm going to screw them into the posts which are all the way along, and take these electric fence posts out. It makes strimming a lot easier. Someone did suggest spraying it, weed killing it, but I suppose if it got out of hand I'll have to, but I don't really want to start doing that, using too many chemicals, or using any. So yeah, I'm going to do that. So right, let's get on and do it. Okay, so I've gone round, I've taken the the electric fence down, pulled all the posts out. You can see the pole there, and I have got a use for them. I'm going to use them for the runs that go onto the brooding shed for the ducklings. As soon as they get their feathers, then they're going to have outside run inside a compound. So now I'm going to go around, strim it before screwing in those eyelets. The strimmer I've got there is an Echo, and that is a lovely piece of kit. I've had that 2 years, and I can guarantee you that if I put the choke on, give it 3 pulls, turn the choke off, give it another pull, and it'll start. Guarantee you that. Brilliant bit of kit. So proof is in the pudding, as they say. Let's see. Now this could go horribly wrong, but it won't. I said 3 pulls, but it was only 2 on that occasion. So as we're bringing this electric fence along, got a drill bit to make a pilot hole into the post and then screw them in. Now I'm coming along so high, this is my gauge, that the height I'm setting them at, but when we come to this fence, the gate, sorry, then obviously we need to come lower. So I'll drop it down on this post below the gate, then the same again there, and then on this post I'll come back to the same height, so we can open the gate without actually hitting the electric fence. Now we're back to normal height, so I'll put my marker in there. Right, so there you have it. So it's coming along where Oscar sat, led, coming along, drop down below where the gate is, and then back up, and then throw all the way around. Happy days. So there you have it. Finished the electric fence, and we'll go along. We'll come up to the gate. I'll show you what. So there you go, drop down below, and then we can open the gate. And then that doesn't interfere with the electric fence. Lovely. That's it, all done. Now I've got the battery on charge. Usually I've got a little solar panel connected to the battery, and generally throughout the summer, that's that little solar panel there. I'll just go on the inside so you can see it. That little solar panel there, 20-watt solar panel, 2 crocodile clips on the end, straight onto the battery, and that there is enough to keep that battery charged all throughout sort of like spring right through to the autumn. And then what I do is then charge the battery up a couple of times over winter. Yeah, all good. What do you think of it so far? Not that impressed, Goose? No? Oscar? Yeah? Willow? Oh, yeah, you were impressed, didn't you? Yeah, all right. Good boys, good girl. Good morning. Good girl, Goose. Good girl, Willow.